So I wanted to show my rain catchment system. I went into it with the hypothesis that if I was in an area that got a decent amount of rainfall, that you should be able to collect enough of it to survive off of. So without any infrastructure with roofs off of it to start with, I decided to hang tarps here from the surrounding trees using paracord. This serves double duty. In addition to collecting the rainwater, I can store a little bit of storage underneath. You can see a little bit of lumber here. There's other ones I've got with firewood under it and a few outdoor tools and things. So the idea is you pitch it so that it falls down towards a rain barrel. These barrels I had gotten from a big box hardware store years ago. It was towards the end of the season, and they were just giving them away on clearance. And I'm like, oh yeah. I bought as many of them as I can fit in my truck, and then the next day I believe I went back and bought the rest of them they had. So in total I had 7 of them. 2 of them are staying in Illinois on my chicken coop. My coop has 2 roofs off of it, 2 gutters down to the barrels. And that worked great for doing my gardening and any drought time watering yard plants and things. So those are staying there with that coop. So that left me with 5 of these here I brought. Each of them holds 50 gallons, so that's a lot of water. The idea is it pitches down towards it when it rains and falls into the barrel. And then you collect it, and I had set them up on these cinder blocks here because you want to get them up off the ground enough that you can get water jugs and buckets underneath. And you got water. That may not work well in the dead of winter. We'll see. You know, I've been tracking this area for some time. In the winters, it does get below freezing, obviously, but it doesn't seem like they get too many of those super deep hard frosts. So I'm just going to watch the weather and play it by ear and see, work with these as long as I can. The top of these barrels have this little screen on top, so you know, when you get your first flush down here, it's going to be twigs and leaves and pine needles and that falling in. So that's going to catch that first before it gets down any large sediment into the barrel. And this, I don't really see, it's sloped down into there. So as long as the water is falling off of the tarp down onto the top of the barrel, it will feed down into there. So I'll edit in a little video I took on the first day it rained. Now, when I recorded this, I nearly had tears in my eyes. It may seem like a crude and simple apparatus to people who have running water, but when you don't have any, it felt like a miracle. So even if you live in the suburbs, it's not a bad idea to have some kind of little barrel system like this attached to your downspout to your house. Now, if you're collecting off a shingled roof, I probably wouldn't drink that water. That's some pretty toxic stuff, but it'd be okay to collect for your wash water that you need a lot of. And for the time being, it's there. When you have a drought, you can water your plants in your yard. It's great. Now you got to check your local laws as well. A lot of places don't allow you to collect rainwater. But I mean, if some local politicians believe that the rain which falls from the sky onto your property is under their jurisdiction and not your own, well, you just identified your primary problem right there. But yeah, these aren't bad. I mean, not a bad idea to have sitting around, whether hooked up to your downspouts or kept in your garage in case of an emergency. It would be there for you, and you can collect yourself some water.